Hello Cancers, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for June the 22nd to the 29th. I'm going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at anything going on in your blind spot, figuring out what it is that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out, okay? Right, so for your situation, you have got divine consciousness. And this one says, divine awakening, open your mind to new possibilities, okay? So something here should not be either taken for granted, or maybe assumptions shouldn't be made here, Cancers. It seems to be that you're being asked to keep an open mind here with this divine consciousness. I kind of get the impression that you might be assuming that the situation's going to play out one way, but I feel that you might end up being pleasantly surprised and your situation is going to play out a lot differently than how you could be assuming it to be. Okay, so if you're assuming the worst, then you can be rest assured that it's not going to play out how you think it will. Okay, now obviously I don't know what this exact situation is. It's going to be different for all Cancerians. And again, I'm not a psychic, I'm an intuitive, okay? So yeah, I can only give you what I've got. Worlds within worlds. So yeah, a whole plethora of possibilities here, Cancers. They're saying here for you not to play a small part, and yeah, to try and, you know, keep this positive outlook, okay? I'll try and read my writing. It is there somewhere. It says, use your discernment as within, so without. Raising your vibrations. Yes, so keeping that positive mindset, not toxic positivity, because obviously that's not good. Oh gosh, I really can't see that. Helping the collective consciousness. Okay, so your mindset, your ways of doing things are helping the collective consciousness also to raise their vibrations. Okay, so with great power, Cancers, comes great responsibility. Okay, you've got a lot of people looking up to you, whether you're aware of it or not. So it is vital that you do keep this positive outlook. Okay, can you tell us more about this divine consciousness? Yeah, the Chariot and the Five of Pentacles. All right, so your major arcana with the Five of Pentacles, this lack energy, not really feeling it this week, Cancers. You're not really feeling it. And the thing is, you might be struggling to conceal this as well. This Five of Pentacles. Potentially, there's also a message here about feeling like you're being pushed out, or feeling like you're being isolated to some degree with this Five of Pentacles. We need to find out more. What's going on with the Five of Pentacles? What's going on with the Five of Pentacles for Cancers? Yeah, the Nine of Swords. I kind of get the impression, Cancers, that you're trying to deal with a lot of your own problems, and then, you know, having this pressure being put on you that, yeah, you know, certain other people are watching you, they're observing you, they're kind of emulating you to a certain degree, seeing what it is that you do, okay? And you're having a bad time, you're having a bad week. So it's difficult to hide that from everyone else, okay? Yeah, look, your major arcana, again, it's come out off balance. I feel that this Nine of Swords is making things a lot worse for you than what it needs to be, okay? Stress, anxiety, worry, and of course the Sun also coming out off balance. It's affecting your sense of self. It feels like something here has affected your drive in life or your purpose in life. Maybe your purpose in life has changed or is changing, and then you're feeling a bit lost or directionless because of that, okay? And then, do you know what I mean? It's like everything's coming down on top of you all at the same time. So yeah, it's going to be hard for you to try and keep this positive mindset. Again, it's not about ignoring your problems. It's not about pushing your problems away, okay? It's about acknowledging, yes, my problems are there. However, right now, I am doing my work, or I am doing this over here, so I have to compartmentalize what's going on over here, so that Five of Pentacles and Nine of Swords energy doesn't impact my job, my work, or my day-to-day life, anything like that, or the other people around me, okay? So yeah, being consciously aware that your energy, it is rubbing off on other people, okay? So a lot of compartmentalization that's going on. Also, I do apologize if you can hear screaming going on in the background. I have not kidnapped anyone, not this week. It's actually the neighbors' kids are all playing out in the street because it's nice and hot. Okay, so yeah, we just have to work through it. Yeah, free spirit for why this is happening. Freedom of spirit, freedom of soul. You being who you were always supposed to be. That's a free spirit. Again, I'll try and read this one. I do struggle because you can see it's a very shiny card, and then I have written in black ink on the bottom of a really dark card, so it's hard for me to see. It says, transcend the illusional prison of the mind. Let go of limiting beliefs. There it is. Okay, so let go of limiting beliefs. What's going on this week, Cancers, that is putting you in this frame of mind with this Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords? That's holding you back. That's keeping you in this place of, I can't. Ideally, we want to get you guys in this place of, I can and I will. Or, I'm going to give it my best shot, okay? Either or is still a damn sight better than Five of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords with the Sun off balance, and then your own energy feeling scattered and off balance, okay? Yeah. It's kind of like having to temporarily play the part until you know what to do for certain, right? There's like the shit-eating grin that's going on here. So, yeah, your catalyst is to release limiting beliefs. Now, maybe this is something that another person said to you, okay? The Sun off balance with the Nine of Swords can sometimes indicate cruelty. Cruelty that's been aimed towards you, okay? Someone speaking without thinking, someone running their mouth, maybe deliberately trying to be hurtful, right? Your sense of self has been attacked with this Sun energy, and your major arcana that have both come out, squiffy, okay? Your sense of self has been attacked. How that's been attacked, for me, that's unclear. It has been. So we're needing to lift you out of this energy here so that you can release these limiting beliefs, whether they have stemmed from within your own mind or whether they have been thrown at you by another person, okay? Doesn't really matter how that energy is there. The point is, it's needing dealt with, because the longer that this festers, the worse it's going to get, okay? And the more opportunities, potentially, you're going to watch pass you by, all right? So we've got to get this Sun energy turned up in the upright position again, okay? That's going to be a path towards personal freedom here. Okay, right, can you tell us more about the catalyst for Cancers? Hold on, I've got something coming through here, Cancers. Someone's dealing with a Capricorn, or if you're not dealing with a Capricorn, for some of you, there was a comment made by an individual who was supposed to be a professional. And the comment that they made was either extremely derogatory towards you, or it otherwise went against what you have been trying to explain. Okay, so they're only hearing what they want to hear, rather than them hearing the words that are actually coming out of your mouth. Okay, there does seem to be an issue of somebody thinking that they know best, someone thinking that they know better than you. Now here's the deal, if that is someone who is a professional, maybe yes, they do know best, however, they need to learn how to be more tactical or more compassionate in their delivery. Also, if they are a professional, doesn't mean to say that they know better for you, for your particular situation, for your life and for your future. Because ultimately, you're the one that has to live with the potential consequences, either good or bad, okay, of whatever this is that professional energy is involved with, right? Nobody knows better than what you do for your life, for your body, for your future, for your soul, okay, whatever the case might be. I feel like there has been something quite inflammatory that's gone on here. Again, all part of your catalytic energy. And then putting you in a difficult position where you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this or about this? Okay. It's even worse if that other person is supposed to be a professional, right? It's even worse. Because again, they hadn't listened to what you actually said, and they just made a whole bunch of assumptions that potentially has caused issues for you here. Okay, yeah, complicated energy, right? Can you tell us more about this catalyst, please? I'm also hearing Leo. There's something to do with Leo energy. I don't know if you've got Leo in your chart, or if you're like oh gosh, what's that word again? When you're born on the exact date when the zodiacs flip to the next sign. I can't remember what it's called. You know what I mean. Queen of Pentacles for free spirit, yeah, for catalytic energy. You got to think long term here, Cancers. Okay. The message about your future was absolutely spot on, because Queen of Pentacles energy, whether that's a man or a woman, doesn't matter, they are focused on creating a strong, stable future. Okay. That's someone who's not afraid of hard work. That's someone who is more than prepared to get their hands dirty. That's someone who does know the value of an honest day's work, right? So if this has been accusations about you being lazy or you not applying yourself or something like that, we all know that that's bullshit, okay? Because you absolutely do. Your focus has been, oh gosh, and always will be, that was someone's car. What the hell? Yeah, your focus has been and always will be on creating stability. Okay. Very smart energy as well, and you will find that this energy typically tends to get overlooked quite a lot, where it definitely shouldn't. Okay. So I feel like you have been overlooked as well, to some degree. Okay. And then you've got this Knight of Wands that's also coming out. All right. That's like spur of the moment decisions. Someone being quite erratic. Okay. Definitely not a lot of forethought with the Knight of Wands. So Cancers, honestly, I feel like this is saying it's their loss. Okay. It's their loss. You've been overlooked here. It's their loss. Now again, professionally or romantically, doesn't really make a difference. Okay. The energy is what I'm reading. This one I feel is reversed. I like that for you, Cancers. It's the Five of Pentacles in the reverse position. Now, initially, it did come out more sort of in that position. I heard clearly, though, reverse. Okay. This one's scattered here. The Page of Cups. Yeah. Here's the deal, Cancers. This individual, I'm understanding that they are in time going to realize what they've done, what they've lost, what they've missed, what they're missing out on. Okay. They're missing out on this Queen of Pentacles energy. Right? That was done. We also see a bit of a half-assed apology here that's coming through for you. Now, again, with this being catalytic energy, maybe this half-assed apology has already come in. And you could be trying to figure out, okay, it feels off, but what I want to know is, were they genuine? Did they mean it? Or was that just like a spur of the moment? If I just tell Cancers what it is that they want to hear, then everything will be okay type dealio. Okay. Honestly, Cancers, I think you're onto something here. I highly suspect, right, that because they have realized what they're missing out on, which is you, right? That's a fuck lot to miss out on. They are going to be apologetic, but I'm not feeling that it's genuine. And so when this happens, Cancers, it's going to reaffirm what you already suspect. Okay, which is, this person or this situation is no good for me. I've got to cut my losses here and move on. Because this half-assed apology is meaningless. Waste of your time, wasted their time, right? Mostly a waste of your time. I love the Five of Pentacles reverse because you're coming out of this darkness here. See with that Five of Pentacles, Nine of Swords? Yeah? Do you remember what I was saying there? You're coming out of that. You're coming out of that self-doubt. You're coming out of that restrictions, restrictive ways of thinking, right? Because you're understanding, you will be understanding, actually, the inflammatory comments and the way that this person has been behaving and treating me. Actually, I didn't deserve that. I should have been treated better. And this is on them. It's not on me. Okay. You're taking responsibility for yourself. You're absolutely refusing, or you will be refusing, to take responsibility for someone else being, what I can see, inappropriate with this Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups off balance. Okay. There's definitely inappropriate behavior. The extent or the type of the inappropriate behavior, again, it's going to be different for every single Cancerian, but there's definitely inappropriate behavior here. Okay. You're not you're not carrying it. You're not carrying that into your future. You're leaving that behind. You're in recovery, okay? And that's why I love the Five of Pentacles reversed. It's kind of like you're saving yourself, right? Compassion. We've already mentioned compassion and a certain individual's lack thereof, right? I had no idea that that card was sitting there. None at all. It was there the whole time. This is what's going on in your blind spot. You know full well, Cancers, that somebody has not been treating you with kindness. They have not been treating you with respect nor compassion. They've been very cold, very detached, very careless in their handling of you. Let's be real. Very, very careless individual. Well, guess what? Because they've been so careless, they are going to have to live with the consequences of that carelessness. And they're going to have to make do without you being around. Simple as. You're not going to chase. You're not going to chase. If this had happened a few years ago, Cancers, you might well have been in this energy over here for a lot longer than what you're currently experiencing it. And you would have been tempted a few years ago to do literally everything that they wanted you to do in order to gain their approval. You're not that person anymore, Cancers. At all. And I can see that that's part of your history because you've got this Sun and your major arcana that have both come out off balance. You're no longer going to chase. You're no longer going to work for their approval or for their permission or for their whatever the fuck it is that they're expecting. You're no longer going to do that, right? Blind spot. I wish I had used like a white marker for this. It would have been so much better. I'll see if I can read it. It says, move away from a situation that does not serve you with love and compassion in your heart. Okay, so when you disconnect from this situation or this person, Cancers, because there is no love, there is no respect, no compassion, you're not going to do it by means to try and punish them. You're not vindictive. That's not you. That's not who you are. Okay? You might be going no contact with this person. You're not doing it to punish them. You're doing it to protect yourself. Okay? So here's the deal. If anyone else is trying to make you feel guilty for your decision here, on you wanting to cut your losses and rescue yourself here, others might make you feel guilty for wanting to do that. Okay, again, you can reject that with love and compassion in your heart because you need to protect yourself here. Okay, so yeah, let's clarify this blind spot message for you, Cancers. I just had to quickly go AFK there to go let out one of the cats. Right, so can you tell us more about this compassion message about oh, interesting. Interesting. You know what, Cancers? I feel that this is you putting your foot down. Okay. I feel that you have been pushed to your limit. And I feel like you're no longer putting up with any kind of bullshit. Again, I absolutely love that. And I wish that more people would stand up for themselves. I genuinely do. The Two of Cups. For your blind spot, the Nine of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles. Why? Do you know what I mean? Why are you the one that was doing all of the work and that was in your blind spot? That's what's floating up to the surface this week. That's what is being made crystal clear. You were the one that was doing all the legwork, all of the worrying. You were the one that was putting in all of the effort. Right? This isn't your failing. That's what's in your blind spot, Cancer. So you temporarily might believe or might feel like this is a failure on your part. Spirit's telling you, nah. This is not a failure on your part at all, Cancers. This is a failure on the other person's part. They mishandled you. Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Right? There's a mismatch. Maybe your goals in life are different from each other. Maybe your direction in life are different from each other. Maybe you've met someone new, or maybe you're about to meet someone new. Someone who is not going to mishandle you, someone who is going to be respectful, someone who isn't going to change up the rules of the game after week 2. Right? You know how some people do that when you meet a new person and they seem to be too good to be true, and then you make that commitment to them, you move in and whatever, and then after you've moved in, that's when it changes. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting that kind of energy here, Cancers. There's someone changed up on you and you're trying to figure out why. The truth is they didn't change up on you. They were always that way. You probably just wanted to keep working on it. You probably didn't want to acknowledge that this is a... Look, it's a personality flaw on their part. That's what I can see, okay? So I suspect that you are about to meet someone who is going to be treating you like an equal, okay? Someone who is going to see your compassionate, gentle side and not take advantage of that. Someone who is going to want to help protect you, right? Not that you need it, but it would be nice. It would be nice for you not to have to fight all of your own battles all of the time. It would be nice to have someone who's got your back and who isn't going to change up on you. And do you know what I mean? Become someone different as soon as they get what they want. Right? That's the exact energy that I see coming in for you here, Cancers. I genuinely do. Even though these two are of a different suit, I feel that there is an individual here that is actually on your level. That's what you've been needing. You got the Magician at the bottom of that deck there. You have been putting that intent out into the universe, either consciously or subconsciously, Cancers. And the universe is responding to you, okay? It is imperative that you do listen and that you do follow through here with you cutting your losses. Okay, with this other energy, whoever they are, the inflammatory one, the angry one, or the egotistical, right, whoever they are, it is imperative that you do cut your losses with them. Because, Cancers, you're selling yourself short, okay? Remember the cards that you started off with, Divine Consciousness and Worlds Within Worlds, clarified with that negativity there. And you feeling or believing negative things about yourself. Do you know what I mean? It all ties in with each other. What's working for you? Lightning. Sudden chances. Sudden chances. Interesting, because it doesn't say chances, it says changes. So everything that happens during the reading, Cancers, it is part of you. It is part of your read. There are no mistakes in tarot, right? I misread that as sudden chances. I feel like you're going to have your golden chance given to you on a golden platter, okay? It's imperative that you take it. Sudden changes and challenges ahead. Be cautious. This is Tower energy. Okay? Sudden changes. Caution. Show caution. Why Why are you telling Cancers to be cautious? So being cautious is going to work in your favor, Cancers, all right? Interesting. These are off balance. Let's take a look. The Six of Swords. Oh, and the Hanged Man, also off balance. Okay. The Five of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is patience. It is an investment. You need to be committed to the investments that you're currently making on yourself, right? Be cautious. Someone's trying to do a U-turn, Cancers. Six of Swords off balance. Hangman off balance. Five of Swords in the upright position. This is a highly competitive individual. This is someone who quite possibly wasn't taking you seriously before. Now you're upholding what you have been thinking about or what you have been saying for months. You're upholding that. This energy wants to do a U-turn because they cannot stand the thought of you being the one that was either right or the one that got away, depending on who this person is specifically to you. Okay? If this is an ex or a soon-to-be ex, Cancers, they don't want you to be the one that got away from them. They wanted to be the one that ended things with you, right? If this is that professional energy, they cannot stand the thought of you being right. Feels like they're going to do a U-turn and try and make out. This is where you got to show caution. They're going to try and make out like they said something else and it was just the way that you took it that was wrong. Right? Right. Whoever they are, Cancers, they are a disgusting little weasel. That's all I've got to say to it. Absolutely disgusting little weasel. Because they don't want to look like they made a mistake. That's how big their ego is. Surrender. For how this is likely going to play out, it says surrender. Surrender to what is, let go of what was, and oh, spiritual guides. Nice. Nice. You know, I am going to have to hunt down a white marker pen and redo all these because this is ridiculous, me trying to read this navy blue background with a black marker on a shiny deck. But yeah, surrender to what is, let go of what was. Okay. It's never easy having to let go of things that we wanted to do, right? That's awful. Dreams that we had, right? Dreams that we might have shared with a significant other person. Understanding that if that is the case, Cancers, that would have been your dreams that you discussed with the other person. But looking back, they actually weren't interested in manifesting that with you nor with anyone. Okay, that's hurtful. That's really hurtful. So that's what they're on about there, surrendering what was and surrender to what is. Okay. So what is the facts as they stand, Cancers? You're the one that's in charge now. You weren't in charge before. Okay. Like, you cannot be in that energy there and say that you were in charge. Because you absolutely were not. You're in charge now, though. That's what's different. Tell us more for how this is likely going to play out for Cancers, please. Thank you. The Three of Cups. Nice. A celebration. A celebration. That's a strong community there with that Three of Cups. I feel that this is you receiving backup. There was a mention here of spirit guides. Okay, so obviously, yeah, you've got spiritual backup. That's a given. I feel like you've got backup in the physical, in the form of other people. Okay, friends, family, that sort of thing. Yeah, friends and family, and then you get the Ten of Cups that comes out. All right. So this is you actively creating your Ten of Cups, which is the epitome of success when it comes down to love, compassion. Yes, it can be romance for some, not for everyone, okay? It's your ultimate fulfillment, basically. It's your happy ending, okay? That is one of my happy ending cards. That's what you're building. That's what you're creating. And you're doing it with other people who are on your side. Okay, like Four of Cups as your strongest overall message this week. The Four of Cups. You know what you're doing with this one, Cancer? You're rejecting low vibe energies. That's what you're doing. Now the vibe here is a lot different than the vibe that we started off your reading with. Yeah, because I was feeling that heaviness, and it's not just the humidity. I was feeling that heaviness as soon as I started your pre-shuffle, Cancers. I was like, oh man, oh boy, what's going on now? Right. But now it's a lot lighter. It's a lot freer. It's very, very uplifting energy, the Three of Cups with the Ten of Cups. Your healing message, crystal blessings. And this one says, Grandmother Crystal Diva and Cathedral Lightbri. Okay, well, let's take a look at that one. It's number 8. Let's have a look. I've gone too far. Okay. Okay, Cancers, it says that you have drawn this card to your attention today as it's time for you to... is very specific. It's time for you to be honored for who you are and all that you do on this planet. It is a time of divine crystal blessings. You have been working very hard in your life, and the fruits of your labor have not gone unseen. It's time to stop and receive all the goodness you have created in your life. Your prayers have been answered, and your dreams are becoming a reality. Have you been working hard on a project? Are you praying for a miracle? Have you been feeling a little lost and uncertain? Are you waiting for your lucky break? Whatever is happening for you in your life, know that you have entered into a time of divine blessings, and everything you touch will turn to gold. You're doing it with wisdom. Okay? This is a time of miracles, and they are happening all around you. So make sure to stop and smell the roses. Set the intention to receive these current blessings, and know that you are worthy and deserving. Simply by having the intention to receive, you will open the door for all of your blessings to come to you. Grandmother Crystal Diva is an ancient being of unconditional love and divine wisdom. Her essence is made up of all the energy of the Crystal Kingdom, and she holds this medicine deeply in her soul. Grandmother is the overseer of the whole Crystal Kingdom, and all of the crystals are her children. She supports and is a personal guide to the ones on earth who have chosen to work and heal with the powerful vibrations of crystals. Simply call upon her presence for healing and guidance. Whenever you connect to a crystal, know that you are also connecting directly to Grandmother's soul, and in doing so you can access and channel the powerful healing medicine of the Crystal Kingdom. Okay, and then it says the Cathedral Library is associated with divine blessings, so I'm assuming that that's the name of a healing stone or healing crystal. It connects to miracles. I've never heard of it before, and it assists in the answering of prayers. Okay, It says for you to find a quiet place, sit with your eyes closed, ask for a crystal blessing on something in your life, and start to relax as you call upon the presence of Grandmother Crystal Diva. Feel the divine presence of this powerful being of love and wisdom. Stay relaxed and open to receive a healing and a blessing. And thank Grandmother Crystal Diva for the blessing that you received. Okay. So yeah, maybe consider working with this entity, I guess you could call it, for additional healing and support. I was fully expecting that to just go rolling off. Right, anyway, let's take a look at some cheeky words of wisdom from the Shitty deck, just for a little bit of light-hearted fun. Okay, don't take this deck seriously. Very sweary, very sarcastic. It's all meant in good humor. Okay, life is better when you're laughing, so laugh at all the shitty mistakes you've made, all the shitty people you've encountered, and all the shitty experiences you've been through. If you can laugh at your own shitstorm, you will finally see your rainbow. Okay, so laugh at the mistakes that you've made. Sometimes you feel like shit, sometimes you aren't happy about it, but it's better to feel like shit than to be full of shit. Interesting. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. If it has been helpful for you Cancers, then I definitely would appreciate a cheeky wee like on the video, or even better, a little subscribe. If you've not already, of course, it would be wonderful to have you join our cool little community here. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very, very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.